Friends, you may be aware that currently the India we see has its roots based on the city of Kolkata. This Kolkata city was the first capital of India. Kolkata is now known as the City of Joy. Let's explore the beautiful history of ancient Kolkata, how this beautiful city, situated on the banks of the Hooghly River, evolved from a small village to become the capital of India, and how Kolkata started losing its commercial heritage. The journey from being the capital of Kolkata to Delhi, and then the reasons behind the destruction in Bengal, along with some unique events like the planning of the British East India Company headquarters and betrayal of Mir Jafar, the end of the Mughal era, and finally the British taking control of the country. All these unknown facts will be revealed through this video. So let's start today's video. The time was the 17th century when the East India Company was attempting to come to India. Their main goal was to steal India's wealth in Europe and gain more profit from it. As a result, the British East India Company had to enter Bengal and try to establish dominance there. At that time, Bengal's political situation was very stable and there was no problems that would hinder the East India Company's entry into Bengal's politics. During that time, Bengal was ruled by the Mughals and the Nawab of Bengal was Siraj-ud-Daula. However, during this time, the business in Chittagong of Bengal was flourishing under the Portuguese. Chittagong, currently located within Bangladesh's territory, was a major trade center due to its connection with the sea. Portuguese were engaged in business activities in this region because of the established seaport. Maritime vessels could easily come to the region. At that time, the Portuguese, along with other European countries, were doing a lot of business in Bengal. So, this region was considered a vital international business center. Going back to the 16th century, when Bengal first came under Mughal control, let's explore the government's system, trade, the commerce, and various industries of Bengal from establishment to control. At that time, Bengal was the wealthiest state in India. Due to this, all European traders considered doing business in Bengal as extremely crucial, and Bengal was an excellent international business center. The main reason behind the prosperity was the production of large quantities of textile from various raw materials. Perhaps being so prosperous was one of the reasons for the eventual downfall of Bengal. During this time, the English wanted to establish Bengal as their trade center. When the English, like other European countries, began their business in Bengal, they initially started from Hariharpur and Balasore. Yes, both of these regions are now located in Odisha. With time, the English expanded their business and they established good relations with the people of Sutanuti and Govindapur, to villages on the banks of the Hooghly River. At that time, between Sutanuti and Govindapur, there was another village named Kolkata. The English developed a good relationship with the people of Sutanuti and Govindapur, and with these three villages, the new city of Calcutta was formed. In 1656, Job Charnock set foot in India, and he is considered the founder of the city of Kolkata. Upon his arrival, he envisioned significant commercial potential along the banks of the Hooghly River. However, as Bengal's capital was Murshidabad at that time, and the commercial office was in Qasim Bazaar, Charnock initially took the position of junior member of council in Qasim Bazaar. In 1686, he took charge of the entire East India Company in Bengal. As tensions rose between the English and the local silk merchants in Murshidabad, Charnock faced pressure to avoid conflict with the Nawabs and ensure English safety in the capital. He planned to establish the East India Company's main office on the banks of the Hooghly River, obtaining permission from both the Madras Council of the East India Company and the contemporary Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Charnock successfully secured authorization. In 1690, the main office was moved from Madras to Sutanuti village on the Hooghly River. However, Charnock faced opposition from Charles Eyre, a member of the East India Company. After Charnock's death in 1693, plans for establishing British rule in India were put on hold. The East India Company's influence increased over time, and after Charnock, James Fraser took charge. In 1698, local landowner Sabarnu Roy Choudhury presented a deed to the East India Company, allowing them to acquire full ownership of Sutanuti, Govindapur and Kolkata for 13,000 rupees. Despite their entry into Bengal's active politics, the English struggled to take control. In 1756, following the death of Alibordi Khan, the situation changed with the accession of Siraj-ud-Daula as the Nawab. Siraj-ud-Daula opposed the East India Company, leading to the Battle of Plassey on June 23, 1757. Although Siraj seemed certain of victory, betrayal by his army chief Mir Jafar turned the tide in favor of the English. Mir Jafar's treachery allowed the East India Company to control Bengal, even though the Nawabs were still in power. After Siraj-ud-Daula's death, Mir Qasim ascended the throne in 1764, but was defeated in the Battle of Buxar on October 23. With the victory of Hector Munro led East India Company, Bengal came under British rule and the capital shifted from Murshidabad to Kolkata. After planning and developing Kolkata in the style of London, the British established their administration. Following the transformation of Govindapur village into a modern city, the English maintained control over the entire country from Kolkata. Friends, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will tell you how the capital of India was shifted from Kolkata to Delhi. The independence movement started from Bengal, And day by day, the momentum of the movement was increasing in Bengal. In 1911, Viceroy Lord Curzon decided to partition Bengal, and eventually the capital of India was shifted from Kolkata to Delhi. At this time, a significant moment in Indian history occurred. The story behind it, which is hidden, will be shared with you in a later video. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for them. See you in the next video.